Hi, everybody. Thank you very much for joining this ADC live today. So, today I'm alone here. Misha is out of office for some personal stuff. So, all the best to you, dear Misha. Um, it's April the 1st, and as every year, this period of the year is plenty of surprises. So let's see what this April the 1st has brought to us today. And it's still partial, we are just 11:30 a.m. in the morning on the eastern coast, but we have really great April Fools here. So, what about having, picking up your Claude Code Tamagotchi or you might profit absolutely for these new from these new connected socks. So find them everywhere. Yeah, you were used to lose them. Now you can use this kind of technology to get them everywhere. And last but not least, I think that you could even use this um, well, stink meter. So you have just to put it closer to your clothes, and that will tell you if they are ready for the washing machine. And this is not really a joke. This is a great news actually, because we wanted to achieve this result, and so April the 1st marks also the date at which we have reached 150 followers on our LinkedIn page. So more to come. Thank you very much for following us. So, yes, of course. Speaking about LinkedIn and following us, please post your comments to our event page. We will be seeing those comments live, and we will try to answer your questions, if any. Okay, so just stay tuned and post a message there. April the 1st, what are we excited about? Um, the first thing that I would like to introduce to you today is this news about Beekeeper. So, you know, Beekeeper and LumApps have joined their forces, and those two companies and the products are kind of distinct. So one of the two was focusing mainly on the mobile application, while the other one was focused on your digital workplace by bringing you loads of features and completeness and simplicity of design. So we were curious when Stefan, product manager, partner manager at Beekeeper, has contacted us. And what we decided to do has been to discover how Beekeeper works, how the Beekeeper API is supposed to work, how easily can you craft a widget for Beekeeper, and we are LumApps specialists, so we know how much LumApps as a product is powerful and can bring you the right insights in the right location. So this is why we have decided to port one of our widgets, one of our LumApps widgets, to Beekeeper. And now it's live. So just for the sake of the demo, this is the live version of that Beekeeper widget. Yeah, of course, given that Misha is not here, I have logged in with his user so that I can demonstrate this from his point of view. So this widget here is displaying the org chart for the connected user. So we are getting the information from Beekeeper itself. We are getting who the current user is, and we display the org chart for that person. So that's the meaning of this live experience that you have here. So of course we need a bridge to carry on the information from LumApps to Beekeeper, but we can make we can tell you that it's live and it's production ready. So just in case you wanted to connect LumApps and Beekeeper some way because you wanted to get the best from those two universes, just bring a bell at ADC and we will be there. So about insights. Insights is a term that we find often conjugated with analytics, right? And so In the past, in our ADC Live, we have spoken a lot about a big data strategy that we warmly suggest you to put in place, right? So we have taken a long break since the last time when we spoke about analytics, about LumApps analytics, but the time has come to come back to the platform logs APIs. So platform logs are are a feature present in LumApps that is quite unknown to the masses. We could call them to be, well, to be technically speaking correct, we could call them audit logs. So how these platform logs or user actions could fit in your big data strategy? Well, we have seen in the past in our ADC Live that you have several potential sources of data related to user engagement, to how much your digital workplace is being used, how to get insights about the usage of your digital workplace. So the platform logs give you another layer of information, and this layer of information is mostly oriented to real time, almost real time, and security. So near real time monitoring, that means that when you think about data and the data present in the LumApps analytics. So you have the choice between the data lake that has data that gets refreshed every 24 hours. Then you have the Google Analytics. And if you connect the Google Analytics to any kind of dashboard, you will have to wait also 24 hours before getting the data, accurate data, I should say. And in this case, the platform logs are the ones bringing you the freshest data. So they are accurate up to 1 hour ago. And that's the reason why you should be picking platform logs to get an idea of how your digital workplace is performing. And then, given its freshness, you can also use, for example, this kind of analytics to detect suspicious activities. And you won't have to wait for 1 day to discover those patterns. Then other things that might be useful are related to the security of your digital workplace. For example, you can monitor dangerous actions such as deletes, such as admin actions, management of content, editing content, and so on. And more than that, you have the detail. In the LumApps data lake, in fact, you have fact tables. These fact tables bring you aggregated data over a certain day. So you do not know precisely when an action occurred. You just know that, for example, a user liked twice something, right? But you don't know when precisely. So the platform logs bring you that level of detail. And this is very important in some use cases. So that's important because that gives you what is called the event level investigation. So you can know precisely when an action took place. And last, about the fact that all the actions are timestamped, is that you could build some kind of service synchronizing the actions executed by your digital workplace users every, for example, 24 hours, and never miss one of those actions, because you have this level of detail, including the timestamp of the action. So this is the best source for security. This is the best source for near real-time monitoring. These are the reasons why you should pick platform logs instead of LumApps Data Lake or Google Analytics. Then, well, let's dig a little bit more into what the platform logs could give you. So, what's in these tables, in these API endpoints, you can retrieve events related to user actions. So every event has these 7 attributes. The user email, for example, the identifier of the person who has executed that action. You get the name of the action. You get the timestamp when this action has been performed. Then you can get also the target type. So what was the target of this action? Was it the target? Was that a content? Was that a post? Was that a community? Was that an action related to a user? And then you have the target ID. So I'm sorry, my slide is incomplete. In reality, I think that you have 12 fields per action, not just 7. But yeah, you have the target type, and then you have the location from where this action has been executed. Of course, this is based on IP addresses, so this information might be inaccurate. In all the cases, you have an indication of where this action has been executed from. So for security reasons, you could as well spot an action, a rogue action that has taken place from a location that is not usual for a certain user. And the last very important detail about what you can get from the platform logs are the actions, right? So that action can be one of the actions that you can see in this second table here. So you have the login, viewing a content, community, a profile, article views, and so on. You have to create, update, delete. So those are the sensitive actions about how your data is being managed. And given that your data is the most important thing that you have, of course, you could be interested in knowing who has changed that data. So yeah, this is the level of detail that you can find inside the platform logs. And how can you access this data? Well, first of all, this is an API. So you connect to it using essentially scripts that you will have to write, of course. In order to leverage this API, you will have certainly to create a OAuth application. So this is a common task in LumApps. You have an extension that you can install from the LumApps marketplace to manage OAuth applications. And this OAuth application will have to impersonate an administrator of your platform. So pay attention to when you define this OAuth application. Pay attention to all the settings of that OAuth application. And then, the endpoint has a shape like this one that is present here. I'm going to make it bigger. Oh, not so big, but you can look at it. So it's a V2 endpoint. And so you have the organizations, the organization ID, the analytics, reports, and then the user actions. And this API actually takes a few parameters. So these parameters are potentially a date range, the beginning of the range, the end of the range, and how many results do you want to retrieve. So just pay attention because I think that this API is a kind of sensible. So this means that if you exaggerate with the amount of data that you wanted to retrieve, the endpoint potentially will explode because it will not be able to manage that amount of data that you have requested in a single call. So pagination here is kind of paramount, okay? So be gentle and have a fun with this platform logs API. So about the format, this is a modern API, and so the format of the responses is JSON. Of course, you will have to transform this JSON data into something else. That might be a BigQuery table, that might be a CSV file. In all the cases, it's an ideal format because it's structured and it can be easily transformed in any kind of ETL pipelines. For example, you could set up a connector for Fivetran, retrieving all these events and well, give this to us. We will be able to help with your data ingestion. So, well, I thought that this was going to be a theory only ADC live because well, we are not going to show you how to call the API. That's too dark to show you this in this kind um, of event. So I thought that it was better a better idea to give you a quick comparison about data lake versus platform logs. So we have already seen the power of the LumApps data lake, what kind of features does it offer. So here you have a cheat sheet, a very quick, rapid cheat sheet that you can reuse in your meetings, internal meetings, to prove your point. So this is our experience. So we would be very happy to share with you, well, to know what you think about this comparison. So keep us posted by posting a comment on LinkedIn, right? So thank you very much for your help. And so, well, okay, already. This was the end for the ADC Live today. So I hope that you have appreciated this event. I've tried to keep it short because I know that your attention is limited and maybe you are in a crowded environment where you cannot follow as much as you would like this event. So, in order to keep in touch with ADC, please visit our page on the Hive. This is the platform, the LumApps platform, where you can find feedback from partners, from other customers, so you can interact with LumApps people, right? So go there and take our survey. You can find it on our partner page. And well, take the survey and let us know what you think. Then last but not least, in the next ADC live episodes, we are going to have a look at how the LumApps spaces work. So you have certainly heard that communities are going to be deprecated and that they will disappear at the end of the year from the LumApps product, right? So you must migrate your communities to spaces ASAP. And so this is a perfect opportunity to know more about the spaces and why you should not have any doubt about migrating to spaces. So come watch our next ADC live and let us know what you think about it. And well, in 1 month from now, we're going to do a little experiment. So the title of the ADC Live in that date has not yet been defined. So please tell us what you would like to know during that event. And see you then in that moment to see if we have listened to your suggestions. So this was all about today's ADC Live. Thank you very much for your attention. I don't see any comments on the LinkedIn page, so I think that we are good to wrap up this event today. So thank you very much for your attention and take care. Well, pay attention to the fishes. Ciao, ciao. Bye.